unknown update has been deployed. A machine too powerful for this world.
So today, everyone, we're going to be looking at the latest iteration of Kling. What is it? What's new about it? And then we're going to be testing it across 3 specific images. How can 2.5 handle these 2 men sitting at the bar? How can 2.5 handle this samurai in red drawing her sword? And then finally, how can Kling 2.5 handle a fight scene from an anime episode that I created? First, let's get into what is 2.5. How does it work? First thing that they're saying is that it has better prompt adherence and temporal control. If we look at some of these prompts that they're using here, we're seeing that these are actually quite advanced. There's quite a lot going on. These are not just simple prompts. The second thing it's saying is more fluid and stable and dynamic scenes. One thing that we've seen with Kling in the past has just been a lot of warping as more complex objects or motions take place, especially with anime. And I'm interested to see number 3 here, consistency with a variety of anime styles. Does that apply to anime? Is it going to be able to do anime as well as it does realism? And if we see here, if we take what Kling's saying, it's better than VO3. If I've learned anything from the internet, if you make a chart, just take it at face value. So it looks like it's better than VO3. But let's not just trust Kling's release notes. Let's get in and test these things for ourselves. First prompt is our men here at the bar. So let's see how it did with video generation 1. We wanted the men to pick a drink of the glasses in front of them and then toast the glasses. And if we look, it did it pretty much exactly. If I had to say, based upon the visual I gave this and the prompt, this is a complete 9, it's a 9 out of 10. Now for the next iteration of this prompt, what I did is I added, let's test if it can do even more complex motions. So I left the prompt exactly the same. And then I asked the man on the right to raise his hand, and let's see how it did that. So they take a drink, he toasts, and then he raises his hand with the glass. This is really incredible. I'm super excited to see how Kling did on the next test. Okay, so our next image was our samurai woman in red here. So the things we're going to be looking for is A, is she going to draw the sword? And then B, is the sword going to look normal? Is it going to warp? This is a good test for 2.5. And okay, the sword kind of shoots out and then the sun comes out. It's having a hard time doing this. And I even tried to change the prompt a little bit and add a little bit more instructions. So I think like one of the things that we'll see here with 2.5 is that, at least with image to video, the elements that you provide to the image, to the model on screen, you can do a lot with. However, as soon as you introduce things, new elements, that are not part of the existing image, we're going to run into trouble. So even though the blade is technically in the image, it needs to be pulled out of the sheath. We're having a little bit of trouble here. That's okay though. That's okay. Now let's move on to our final test. Now I did a couple different iterations of this test. I would love everyone, if you're watching this, to go check out episode 3 of my anime. I put a lot of effort into that. The next episode is now currently under production. But one of the things that I had in this episode was a fight scene. So with 2.1, everything's all over the place. They're warping. Some of these look better than others. This was the one I actually ended up using, but even this one, like, we're ending up in, these changing what his mask looks like. We're getting up into a little bit of 3D territory. Now let's see how it did in 2.5. So our first iterations of 2.5 is that he's running back, and what we're seeing here is a lot more of like an anime style of fighting. Like, he runs towards him. We're seeing those visual effects. We're seeing him blocking the attacks with his pistol. This is really cool. You could use many different iterations of this and cut to this. Now, I went a step further and I added a couple different text additions to the prompt. Now, I really like this one because we'll see here, he jumps back and you even see him take a shot with his pistol, but the hood comes off. But at least the ninja stays consistent. But what we're seeing is a lot more of like that anime fighting style where we're seeing those fast camera movements, characters teleporting behind each other. What I love about this one is you'll see he takes that shot with his pistol, but they're kind of floating around the room. But if I pause it right here, they kind of look like fairies flying in the sky now, and they're not consistent with the background. We are making leaps and bounds. We're not quite there yet, guys, in terms of a true high quality fight scene. But if you think about where this has come from 1.6 to where we're at now, we are undoubtedly headed to a place where you are going to recreate or be able to create your own complex fight scenes like you see in Jujutsu Kaisen, like you see in Demon Slayer, with Kling, with AI toolsets. So everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you don't mind, drop a like on the video. That helps the video get out to more people, and sub to the channel if you enjoy my content. Please check out episode 3 of my anime, linked in the description below. And be on the lookout for more videos to come. I'm working on the next episode of the anime, probably be out in like a month or so. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.